Hi, this is Jared. I'm back. It's July 2nd, and I just got finished with Keto Month 2. So, wow, what a ride. It's been, what, 8 weeks now? Yeah? Because when I started, it was May 7th. Now I realize it's not really July 7th yet. However, that part doesn't really matter. I'm trying to just keep it around the first of the month. So, considering it's been 8 weeks, I'm just calling it 2 months. So, I started out at 288 pounds, and today I'm 266.4 pounds. First month I lost 10, second month I lost 12. Not bad. I'm trying to stay focused on the important part, which is sticking with it. Uh, Hence the keep calm and keto on. It can get frustrating to continue to do it with what can look like day-to-day slow progress, even though it's not actually slow progress, and it can get easy to get frustrated. And I actually adopted this slogan from the actual keto subreddit, which is reddit.com/r/keto. Which is actually how I found out about keto in the first place. In my first video, there was sound quality issues, changes from week to week, and of course there were varying factors based on that. And so this video I'm doing in one shot at the end of the month, and it's simply because of the audio issues. I no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get the audio to be consistent. I would have liked to have done or continued to do the updates in weekly steps, but I just don't think it's going to happen that way, so oh well. That being said, so now I'm at the point where I'm comfortable doing the day-to-day for keto. What I'd like to do is just walk through what this process looks like, at least for me and my wife, and hopefully maybe this will kind of give a better understanding of what keto looks like day to day. Breakfast is usually simple for me because I'm not a big breakfast person. It's just a matter of getting something on my stomach. That's it. I usually stay with like 2 eggs, some meat, something like that. And that usually lasts me for a good bit. If I'm not working, I just fast the lunch meal because I end up not being hungry till about 2 or 3 o'clock. When I'm at work, I go ahead and eat lunch, which is leftovers from the night before, just so that I can maintain my same level of engagement and mental energy throughout the day. So aside from that, breakfast is simple and lunch is leftovers when I'm working. Supper is where we actually do our recipes, and that is where it gets interesting because these recipes are from a cookbook. We don't have to use a cookbook. It could be something. We could pull recipes offline if we really wanted to. It was just. It makes it easy to have an actual cookbook on hand, and we'll pick a recipe and try it. And what the real benefit to doing that, instead of just picking some kind of meat, some kind of cheese, some kind of pepper, it makes it easier because you're not trying to come up with these ideas yourself and being stuck with maybe the same 4 to 5 recipes because you can't really think of anything else to do. This keeps the diversity, which helps prolong the lifespan of doing something like this. And it introduces to new food combinations, different ways of trying food combinations you've already tried. Who knows? At least it has for us. And like I said, sometimes the recipes turn out good, sometimes we don't like them. But at least after trying, we know what we like and know what we don't. One good example is cauliflower. I tried cauliflower a few years back. Didn't like it as a little weak of a statement. I hated it, so did my wife. And we thought, okay, maybe it was just because of how we had it prepped. Because a lot of the keto recipes call for a cauliflower substitute, or what it will do is it will substitute cauliflower for a starch. And we found that no matter how we prep it, we just don't like cauliflower. So we don't use cauliflower. We'll find another way. One thing that I think is important to bring out is despite the fact that I'm not addicted to carbs or sugars anymore, I still like them and I still think about them, and they still smell good in the office when people bring donuts and whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to say no, but it just feels a bit obnoxious, and it's important to have some kind of treat where I can indulge without actually indulging, and there's ways to do that. One of the ways we found was homemade ice cream. Now, it's not actually ice cream. My wife has the recipe. I don't. I can't tell you what it is exactly. I don't know, but it has no ingredients that we shouldn't have. It uses keto-friendly ingredients and sweetener. And what she'll do is she'll make a pint in two different containers, one for each of us, and we just have a spoonful of it here and there. It'll last us a week or so. And it's there just to give us a little nibble of a sweet treat to just satisfy the craving. And it works out very well. And it doesn't break our diet. It doesn't hurt us in any way. So it's things like that that really make the process work. If you are going to do this long term, you have to find ways to do things like that. And of course, there are some things that I can just as easily do without. I mean, I like beer, but I don't have to have it, so I just leave it alone. I know that there are low carb beers out there, but given the fact that I know that I'm not just going to have one, I leave it alone, and that's just my personal choice. You know, there are things that I can indulge, things that I can't. And I know that about myself, and so that's how I judge what I should find a replacement for, or what I should just try in small amounts. And I hope it's that kind of reasoning that everyone who does this diet employs, because there is no one single path, even with keto. Some people are just fine having a cheat day every once in a while, and going out of ketosis for a few days until they get back into it and just keep going right along. For me, I don't think that I can trust myself to do that, so I don't. I just stay away from it. And I think that's how I'm going to keep this going. So, that's been my video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it has helped give you some kind of insight. If you liked the video, feel free to share it with somebody you think could benefit from, just having somebody talk about what keto is like in the day-to-day. Of course, I have the previous month already up. Share that one too if you want. I will continue to put these out month by month. So these are short form updates. Hopefully by the end of the year, these videos just being a handful of minutes at a time, you'll see me shrinking right in front of your eyes. That's the hope. This has been my Keto Month 2 update. Like if you like it, subscribe if you want to, and share if you want to. Have a great day.